Colleen and I am aware that my hair looks insane. You know what? Sometimes people wear their hair like this and it looks cute. And then I do it and I look like that crazy Aunt Marma who showed up to your birthday party when you didn't invite her. And she's trying to look cool and she's got a leopard print purse and she's wearing a sparkly scarf and she did her hair like this because she saw Ariana Grande do it and she just is really stupid and doesn't realize it looks horrible. And oh god. Considering the topic we're going to be discussing today, it might be fine that my hair looks insane because we're talking about being high. I did a poll on Twitter and asked you guys what story time you wanted me to do. You guys really liked a different story time, but this was a very close second. So I'm going to do this one for you today. It looks like I'm high right now. Now I have to tell you guys, when it comes to drugs and drinking and partying, I never did it. In high school, I only went to a couple of parties. To this day, as an adult woman, don't really like drinking alcohol. I might have one drink once a month, if that. I don't like drugs. Just for me personally, it's just not my thing. I've never enjoyed it. I like being in full control of my body and my mind. So I kind of have a two-parter because I have the first time I sort of got high and then the time I actually legitimately was like, I'm going to get high tonight. Oh god, my parents watch these videos. I'm so sorry, mom and dad. You guys know me. You know that I don't do drugs and I'm a good girl. So the first time I experienced marijuana. Oh, and by the way, marijuana is the only drug I've ever tried. I've only tried pot, which is legal in most places, so it's not even that scandalous, this story, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. The first time I tried marijuana was in high school, and it is the perfect example of peer pressure. I was a very good girl. I only had alcohol a couple times in high school. I was a virgin. Not that having sex makes you bad, but for me personally, like, I just was your perfect example of a straight edge person. I always followed the rules. I was good. I was a good girl. But there was this boy that I really liked. He was a little pothead, and I did not know that, but one night he asked me to go hang out with him, and this was huge for me. I was a choir dork, theater nerd, didn't have a lot of friends, was definitely not one of the cool kids, and so the fact that the cool, like, high school jock, like, popular guy asked me to hang out with him was crazy, and of course I had to go. So I went, and it was him and a bunch of his friends, and I got there, and they pulled out a bong, which I had never seen before, and they started smoking. I'd never experienced that in my life. So I immediately panicked. He was like, you should try it. Have you ever tried it? And I was like, no, I've never tried it. I don't think I want to do that. He was like, why? And I was like, well, I'm a singer and I don't want to hurt my vocal cords. I remember that being my excuse that night. And he was like, no, just try it. It's not going to hurt your vocal cords if you just do it once. And I was like, no, like, I'm really serious about my vocal cords, so I'm just not going to do it because I just don't want to hurt my vocal cords. But really, I was terrified and I didn't want to smoke. Like, I didn't want to do drugs. But basically, he had me come into, they were like hot boxing, which is essentially when you go into a tiny little room and everyone is smoking and the room gets full of smoke and you can get like a contact high. So I went in there and like hung out in there while they were smoking and got high. Like, just from being in the room, I got high because I was in there for a long time and everyone was smoking a lot. Got into a hot tub right after and I thought I saw Jesus in the hot tub. My friend who was there, another friend, was sitting on the side of the hot tub and I was positive that he was Jesus Christ. I suddenly realized I was extremely thirsty, like my mouth was so dry. I started drinking the jacuzzi water like a lunatic, like just literally gulping gallons of jacuzzi water. I was so thirsty and I thought that was a good idea. That was my one time experiencing being high in high school and I hated it. And I was like, I will never do that again. Well, so I didn't smoke anything during college. I didn't try any drugs in college. I didn't do anything like that. After college, I was with my friend and he was like, why don't you try it? And I was like, I don't want to. I have no desire to try it. I'm not interested in it. And he was like, you're safe. You're with me. Like, nothing bad's gonna happen. I think you'll really like it. Just try it. And I was like, okay. So talk about peer pressure. Like, that's not a very good friend to say like, you should try this and when you don't want to try it. So anyway, that's a whole other story. But I tried it. I know there's different types of pot, but whatever type of pot I had, I hated. So basically, I got high and I suddenly felt like I was watching myself be an idiot. So my brain was going like, why are you laughing? That's not funny. You're an idiot. But I couldn't control that I was laughing so hard at things. I would say something and think it was funny, but in my mind, I was like, why did you say that? That was stupid. The entire time I was high, it was like my whole body was high and I couldn't control it, but my mind was totally sane and was not high. And I hated it. The thing that sticks out to me the most that night is that we got high and then my friend was like, let's watch YouTube. So he pulled up Lozelle doing the cinnamon challenge. I laughed so hard that I couldn't breathe. And I remember thinking like, stop, Colleen, stop laughing. You're going to die if you don't stop laughing and if you don't take a breath. You are going to die because you're so stupid that you did drugs and you're laughing so hard, you're going to laugh yourself to death. And I remember like laughing and looking like I was having fun and talking, doing silly things, but in my mind thinking like, this is miserable, like you hate this, why are you laughing? So it was a really confusing experience for me because like it was very mind out of body experience and I hated it. I am a control freak. I like being in control of my body, my life, my everything at all times. So that was an experience that I really didn't enjoy and it scared me and I just really hated it. So anyway, I know that marijuana, when it's used properly, is great, especially for medical reasons. Like it's a really nice pain reliever or a stress reliever, helps people sleep, helps people with anxiety. So I know that there's a lot of wonderful things about it if it's used properly and if you use the right kind. But for me, the couple of times that I have experienced it have not been great. But you guys wanted to hear that story and I've never told it before. So that is my story of being high. And it might actually shock some of you that I've even done it because I don't seem like that type of person because I'm not that type of person. No judgment to anyone who does that and experiences it and loves it and whatever. As long as you're doing it responsibly and you're of age and all those things, then you do you. But for me personally, it's not my favorite thing in the world. That's my story. And now that like it's dark behind me, my buns are disappearing, so it just kind of looks like I'm like balding a little bit because I have a really big forehead, so that's really cute. Anyways, I hope you guys like this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I will see you next week. All right, bye.